Dan from Survivorfam here. Here to talk to you today about one of our other projects. Really, this was our first project on the cabin. Because it was our first project, we didn't take a lot of video. We weren't sure we were going to be doing this whole YouTube channel vlogging thing that we've decided to do. So really, we just kind of took some pictures, a few videos. I think Sarah has a video where she kind of talks about it, and I'll clip that in. So what I'm going to do is talk about the system, show you the pictures. I'm new to video editing, so what I'm going to try to do is overlay and put all that together, and we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but hopefully it does. So what I'm going to do is click through the pictures, talk about them, and let you know kind of what we did, and then we'll put it all together and see what happens. So this first picture I got is of the actual system. And this again is a spring water collection system. It's really just a dam with some PVC pipes. We got ours from online from Practical Preppers. Engineer 775 has a YouTube channel, and I think he's kind of behind the Practical Prepper webpage and things like that. We'll post a link to that, so if you guys are curious and want a system like this, you can go there. On his YouTube channel, he kind of describes exactly how to use this system, how all the parts and pieces go together. I'm not going to do too much of that. I'll talk about it a little bit. And what we did. We're just documenting kind of everything we do on our tiny home off-grid vlog project, and that way it's documented so we can look back on it. And then if any of you guys are trying to do the same thing, you have something to look at. But this is the system itself before we emplaced it. Here we are digging. There's Maria and me, and this is kind of what the spring looked like before. It's just kind of a draw on the mountainside between two peaks, and the water just naturally collects there and kind of bubbles out of the surface. It kind of was wet in this area. I think the people that had this cabin before us kind of tried to tap into the spring a little bit, not very successfully, but I did some research. It seemed like a feasible thing, so we thought we'd try it. Before we spent a bunch of money drilling a well, we thought we'd try just to catch the spring water that was naturally flowing just up the mountain from our cabin. So here's another picture of us digging some more. This was a hot day. You'll see as it goes on, me start to sweat and get a little more miserable. But the goal here was just to kind of dig this out so we could get that dam put in place, backfill it with some gravel, and get that water flowing. Some more digging. Maria's, she's supervising there, making sure I'm doing the right thing. Alright, so now it's kind of starting to form. You can see the water on the surface there a little bit. I kind of was, taking the dam, putting it in place, seeing if it fit, and then if it didn't, dig out a little bit more to try to get that best tight fit as we put that dam in place. Here you can see me trying to test fit it here as best I could. Ignore the dad bod and belly hanging out. Pay no attention to that. Alright, so now we get the dam in place, we should start putting dirt in front of it. If I could go back and do this again, I'd get clay. That's what I think a lot of people recommend. We'd look for clay at Lowe's, couldn't find any. I really should have went to a hobby store or somewhere and got modeling clay or something, because you really want a good seal along the bottom of that dam so that the water doesn't seep through. We just used the natural ground that was in the area. I dug up some ground that was kind of beside the spring there, and kind of used that to start blocking it off, and that worked. It just was, there was some, it would seep here, put some dirt there, it would seep there, put some dirt there. I think we still have some seepage going through, but we have a fairly decent flow rate, and I think it's kind of everything settles. It might seal itself up a little bit better as we go. But if you're trying this, I would highly recommend trying to get some clay to put along that bottom edge to really get a good seal on the dam itself.
Here we are doing our step 1 of our water catchment. Dan and Maria have been digging and are putting in our little dam catchment system and kind of get an idea of how much water we could possibly expect to pull from this natural spring on our beautiful mountainside.
So here's another picture. As you can see, so far all we've done is kind of, put it in place, dammed it off in the front, and put some dirt backing on the front side of it, and the water fairly quickly started to pile up behind it.
Okay. Ah, look at baby, what do we got? We got water.
We got water.
Woohoo!
I threw the rock back because the spiders started
Was
moving.
it a daddy long leg? There's our first sign. of water.
Sorry, spider. I just can't through you.
Woohoo! Yay!
So after we got the dam in place and felt comfortable with it being having a decent seal, it was time to backfill it with gravel. Um, this is up the mountainside, so this picture here is me and the kids hauling gravel up the mountain. Initially, we only had 4 bags of gravel. That ended up not being enough. We had to come back the next day and get some more gravel. I think in total we ended up using 12 bags, something like that, to backfill it. So here you go. We start backfilling it with gravel. Just putting the gravel in place. Here's a picture of the dam with some gravel. You can see there's still some exposed water. I've seen other videos, people using the same system, and they have a lot bigger area to backfill with gravel. This, as you can see, we're pretty contained here. We have the dam pretty close to where the water is originating from, so it didn't take a lot of excavation and backfilling and all that. Depending on what your spring looks like, the amount of work that might go into excavating and damming and backfilling might be more, might be less. Some more gravel going into the back side, and we just kept doing that. Here's our dog Lego. He's checking it out. As you can see, we're getting it filled in more and more. And then eventually, after we went and got more bags, we got it kind of leveled off with gravel. The idea of this gravel is just to keep that water flowing, keep kind of filter some of that sediment in so it doesn't clog up the PVC pipe holes and stuff like that. So we backfilled the whole thing with gravel. Here we go. We've I kind of didn't take a picture, I don't think, of just we tarped it off. So the idea is you don't want rainwater and runoff to get into the spring. So the system when you buy it from Practical Preppers comes with some tarps. So you just you tarp it off and then cover it with dirt and rocks, and that's what we're doing here. And then after we got it covered completely, good and sealed with the tarps and things, so that water would stay out of it, we let the water run, and we tested it. And then here's Maria holding up a jug of water. We were timing it, so I think we were getting a gallon of water in between 4 and 5 minutes, something like 12 to 14 gallons a minute. And then if you do the math, we're getting over 300 gallons of water out of the spring. And it's not a huge flow; it's just kind of a constant, dribble, if you will. And there is flow there; it's not like dripping, but it's enough. And 300 gallons a day is more than enough. They say the average family consumes something like 75 gallons of water, and that's in a normal traditional home with flushing toilets. We're going to be using composting toilets, so 300 gallons a day is more than we'll probably ever use or need. So that's pretty nice. Here you go. Here's Connor. He's holding up his jug. I think we had him bolt the time a gallon, and then we averaged it out to try to get which ended up telling us the 12 gallons a minute. But that's it. That's our dam. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd recommend this. We piped that down to our tote. I get some more videos. I'm gonna do a part 2 that shows our spring box and kind of the sediment collection system. And then I've already posted our off-grid gravity-fed shower, and that kind of shows the other side of it, where the IBC tote is, and how we tap into that. But this is the spring. This is how we built it. This is how we put it together. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, and we'll be talking to you again about some more of our projects in the future. Appreciate you guys watching.